Oh my gosh, I don't know how to introduce this stupid stuff. This is my brother of 30 years. Dude.
No, you're 30. I haven't known
Yeah.
you. I haven't been
I'm not gonna
alive
be able
for
to do
30
this.
years. I
Oh
don't think
my
it needs to be
gosh.
I don't think it needs to be a. Literally, probably should like whatever all this,
What?
all of this that's happening
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now should be the intro.
Oh, okay. I'm a nervous wreck. Here we are. What do you want to talk about? So, you're the
I'm the host.
you're the host. So you're the host. What do you want to talk about?
Welcome to my show.
Welcome to your show. Okay, so I guess I'll use this podcast for asking you about your experience in LA, apparently. Where
Oh, dude.
well, first of all, explain like what kind of a ring you have on there.
This-
Is that dragon eye?
I don't know. It's some kind of eyeball. It's blue and yellow, I think. Maybe it's green.
Is it a
You're the
mood?
wrong person to ask.
Is it a mood ring?
Nope, just colorful. Just always blue and yellow.
Cool. So, what have you been doing with music lately?
Yeah. Okay. It's a big question.
Generally, just what are you doing with
Okay,
music?
so yeah, it's hard to describe how to put it. Where I'm traveling with a group of people, a collective of worshipers, basically like a worship, pretty much a traveling worship team. Started off as us traveling with Sean Foyt, and we're kind of breaking off and doing our own stuff now. So, working a lot with a ministry organization called Light a Candle. And they their big thing is they actually they help prevent sex trafficking, and I honestly need to look into it more because it's like different. They do that. That's like their main thing. But then when they travel around and it's just like an outreach organization basically. So when we're working with them, they're just doing outreach stuff, and so they'll come with us for worship stuff, and they'll have a team, and they'll do street evangelism and stuff, and they're just an outreach group basically, as well as the sex trafficking stuff. And so most recently we're just in LA and doing a lot of street stuff. So we'll just set up a couple speakers and have an acoustic guitar or two, and then I'll just play a tom drum or something, or have a shaker, and we'll be leading worship in the streets. And they'll we'll have 2 or 3 singers or one, and it's pretty raw and pretty stripped down, and people will just kind of surround us, and we'll just be in a circle of worshipers, and just yeah, it's actually really cool because it's stripping the church down from all the lights and fancy production and all that stuff down to its roots basically, and just seeing the church come alive even more. I almost even more in those settings than I see in church, which is really cool. But yeah.
Okay, so what happened in LA then?
LA, we played in
LA.
Ole. We played in this place called Skid Row, which is a homeless community basically, and Light a Candle was with us, and they brought food to feed the homeless and stuff, and
What is Light a Candle? That's what it's called?
Light a Candle is the ministry organization that I was talking about. That.
Oh my gosh. You said Light a Candle?
Yeah, I said Light a Candle.
Okay.
At least once. At least one time.
I'm paying too much attention to do I look good? Oh no. Dude, I wonder what I look like.
Yeah, probably don't think about that. Listen to my words.
Huh?
Listen to what I'm saying.
I thought you were going to continue, but you were still on that. I thought you were continuing to talk about what happened in LA, and then you rewound me. You rewinded my.
Dude,
What is going on?
oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we were Skid Row, and we just set up on the street corner. And dude, like, we had a ton of opposition. There were a bunch of people who, like, actually when we pulled up there, we had a location that we were supposed to be at, and literally the street that we were supposed to be on, there were people had lined up their cars. It was like a traffic jam. They and they were getting out of their cars and like basically making sure we weren't going to be there because somehow like because it's like linked to Sean, people like know about it. And, like people who like I don't know. I actually don't even know how. I don't even know where it was posted or anything. But people somehow know about it, and then they show up there and they like try to keep us from doing stuff because they either, don't want. The whole mask thing is kind of it's like a very political thing as well as like spiritual. Like people are like really against us like doing this because we're not that we're forcing people to come out or forcing people to not wear masks. So people don't always wear masks, and then people don't social distance when they come out, and then like people are it's a conflicting thing because there's like two standpoints. We're like, yes, we're leading people to the Lord, and we're like bringing people closer to the Lord, but also there's another like viewpoint on the whole thing that like we are not loving them well because we're encouraging them to like put themselves at like a health risk, potential health risk because of like COVID and stuff. So it's like it's kind of there's like two pretty valid sides of it like. Of like the political standpoint, it's like there's like two pretty valid opposing opinions about what we do, and they're both very strong. People will like feel very strongly about like us, even other Christians will like come against us for being there because of like the whole COVID thing. So that's kind of hard, because I think I say I think because I don't know how exactly everyone else feels about it, but how I feel about it is that like. I feel like we are loving them well because, like, what's, like, there's not really anything better for them than to be closer to the Lord. So, like, us, like, leading them in that, and us, like, I feel like that's, like, we're encouraging that. And so, it's a conflicting thing. I can see it from both sides of the spectrum. I'm just doing what I feel like the Lord wants me to do. And I'm just trying to follow the Spirit in the best way I can. So anyway, that was like a bunny trail, but yeah, basically, we had people so we had that happen where they were blocking the street that we were supposed to be on, and so we like found a different location that we could go to. And when we get there, we were there for a little bit, and this like truck pulls up, and they had like there's a bunch of guys sitting in the bed of the truck, and they had like two huge speakers on the roof of the truck, and they like had a microphone and stuff, and they were just like blasting like just like dirty rap music. I don't know why I say dirty, but it just like wasn't clean. Like wasn't clean rap music. It was like they were intentionally blasting like raunchy rap music while we're trying to worship and stuff. And then they were also like just saying into the mic. It's kind of funny. They're just saying into the mic over and over again. Put on your mask. Keep your mask on. But literally, other guys in the bed of the truck were like talking to people, and like I'm like watching them take their masks off. Like, oh yeah, and then put it back on. And while the guy is behind him saying, keep your masks on, put your mask on and keep it on. And the guy's like taking his mask off. And like, it was just funny. It was a funny moment because I saw that happen, and then I looked around and I saw other people see that, and like we just started laughing. So it's like because of stuff like that makes me feel like it's more than just a political thing, and it very much so is like a spiritual thing. That they don't want us there because, I don't know, spiritual warfare. Like they're against us spreading Christ in any way, or something. And so, yeah, that happened, and they were very loud, like way louder than us. So it was like, it kind of sucked.
When you were playing music?
Yeah,
oh.
It kind of sucked because like it was going really, like, I say going well, but like everyone's like worshiping and stuff, and we're like feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit. And then like they come along and do that, and it was like it sucks when it works. It sucks when like what they're trying to do to come against us like works, because it's like good to feel like, oh, like they can't stop us, like because we have Christ and stuff. But it didn't totally stop us, because we literally picked up our stuff and carried it. Like we had one of our guys had the speaker on his shoulder, literally carrying it, and we were like walking with everything and still singing and still like worshiping. And I had somebody carrying my tom drum again while I was hitting it, and we just kept playing.
What do you mean by like it sucks when it works?
It sucks when like we feel like people are coming against us and like their goal is to disrupt us, and they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because like, I literally felt, and maybe it was just me, but I literally felt like a hindrance, or like a wall like come up between me and like my worship and like me and God. Like, it literally felt like I could feel myself like pulling back because of the distraction almost, because it was like way louder than us, so we couldn't even like really hear. It was difficult. So like that kind of thing.
What would you compare it to, like when you're listening to a band play and someone hits the wrong notes a bunch, and then you're trying to worship, but then someone hits a bunch of, like, is it just distracting, or is it getting you frustrated?
It is a little it's frustrating, but not because like I'm frustrated with them. It's like frustrating because it's so distracting. And it's so distracting, not just because it was so loud. Like, we couldn't even like hear ourselves really. I couldn't focus on what I was doing because like I could hardly even hear what song we were doing anymore, because they were like, it was so loud.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So it was like that kind of thing, where it wasn't just like in the back of my mind, like kind of like distracting, pulling me away, but it was like literally to the point where we almost couldn't worship. It was like you could technically, but it was like really difficult. So we moved our sound system to a different area, and we went down a one-way so they couldn't follow us, like where the traffic's coming against us. We went down that way so they couldn't like follow us, and set up somewhere else. And it was really good. It was really quiet, and so we were able to like worship and stuff. But then people showed up and were like yelling at us and cursing at us and stuff, and like just like really didn't want us there. We were done. We were leaving, and they were like cursing at us and like just like really full of hate. And we're literally leaving, and like me and a group were heading back to our cars, and they were following us, and all the while just like telling us to get out of there, and like that they don't want us there, and like cursing at us and stuff. And it was like a confusing thing, because there are people who live there, but they weren't homeless. And then there's homeless people who we were there for, and they literally wanted us there, and they were like, glad we were there and stuff. So it's like just a interesting dynamic. And they like were following us, and they like actually sprayed our leader, one of our leaders, like the leader of Light a Candle, like sprayed the back of his neck with pepper spray, like while he was leaving. And so he's like getting worried now that they're gonna like harass us and like, I don't know, get like, you know, a little bit more out of control, because we don't care if they're just like following us and yelling at us, whatever. But yeah, so just like stuff like that. We ended up running into some cops, and like they were able to kind of like shoot them off. So that was cool. But dude, the biggest thing, I actually have a video of it. The next day we were in a park called Echo Park, and just again leading, like, we actually had like a pretty big setup this time. We had like a full kit, bass player, keys, speakers and mics and everything, the whole setup basically. And we're leading in the park, and we were there for quite a bit, and like there was one guy who was coming through with like a megaphone. He just like was blaring the siren over and over again, just like the whole time in the megaphone, just to disrupt it basically. And then we had somebody else come over who was literally like this guy in this like just crazy getup, like looked like he was wearing like coat of many colors or something, and he had like a staff, and like I think he might have had like,
he was playing Joseph,
some hat. I don't know. I think that's what he was trying to do or something. But he had a megaphone, and it had auto-tune, and he was like singing into it, and he was just like singing the most random stuff. He's like, "You're so stupid," like into the megaphone, and like just like whatever, just like not even dissing us, but like dissing us. Like,
yeah, it sounds like dissing.
Just not saying anything like actually meaningful, but just calling us stupid, saying that our voices suck or something, and like saying that we like it's the worst concert ever. He was calling it a concert because I don't think he realized what we were doing. But he's like whatever, this is the worst concert ever. Like, you guys aren't even in tune. Like, it doesn't sound good. Like just whatever, tearing us down. And there was another guy, dude. This guy came out of nowhere. Literally comes out of nowhere. I have a video of it. He throws the speaker down. Goes to the keyboard. Throws the keyboard.
Wow.
And, like, I'm, like, watching him the whole time. Like, he's going to throw my drums. He grabs my drums. Grabs my, like, kick drum. And is about to, like, throw it, dude. So I was, like, worried, like, at this point. Because I actually wasn't worried before.
He picked the whole thing up?
Picked the whole kick drum up, dude. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. And he picks it up. He's, like, about to chuck it. And I'm like, dude, that hits someone. That's not good. And right when he grabbed it, Andrew runs up and, like, grabs him from, like...
Who's Andrew?
From the front. Andrew's the leader of Lidocaine who got sprayed in the back of the neck with pepper spray. Grabs him from the front, and the guy, like, drops it because he, like... I don't know. I think he, like, kind of tried to chuck it, but he was, like, restricted because Andrew's, like, grabbing him from the front. And then this homeless gentleman who... Andrew was just praying with him. They were both just praying together. And the homeless man was, like, bawling, like, on his knees and, like, was just saying, like, I feel... Andrew, like, led him to the Lord. And the guy was just saying, like, dude, I really feel so full of power right now. And then right away, this happened. So Andrew grabs the guy from the front. They came out of nowhere, both of them. And the homeless guy grabs the guy from behind and literally carries him out. Like, grabs him. Keep bumping this thing. Grabs him from behind, and he's, like, carrying him out. Like, he's just, like, squeezing him and carrying him out. And then he, like... The guy just runs away. It's really funny to see. He, like, lets go of him, but the guy just starts running away. And I stand up, I look behind me, and I see him, like, running over a hill. Like, he's just running in the distance away.
You gotta show me this video.
Like, I will. I'll show you. But yeah, and he, like, didn't do much damage to our stuff, which is good. And, like, nobody got hurt, which is great. And we, like, literally, like, Ethan just kept playing and leading on guitar.
This was in the middle of a song.
Yeah, we're in the middle of playing. And he just comes to, throws the speaker down. Dude, it's actually really funny. Throws the speaker down, literally flips the keyboard, dude. And, like, Joel, we had a guy, like, with us from LA playing with us, Joel on the keys. And he, like, the keyboard falls. He's like, oh. And he, like, starts climbing over the keyboard to, like, do something to, like, stop him kind of thing. And then, like, he comes over to me, grabs my drums. I just stopped playing. Like, I was watching the whole time.
But you were taking a video.
No. I wasn't recording.
Oh,
I have a video because someone sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I didn't mention
that.
Right. I wasn't recording it, no. I was playing.
He takes your kick drum. You start taking a video of him.
I was playing, and I saw him right away, like, throw the speaker down. I was watching him the whole time. And I was just like, well, this is happening. Like, okay, like, here we go kind of thing. And then I was like, he's going to throw my kick drum. Like, I knew he was going to throw it. And he just grabs it up, picks it up. And, like, I couldn't really do anything. I mean, I probably could have if I had, like, but it was, like, it caught me so off guard, the whole thing. And so, like, and we all have our, like, in-ears in, and we're all wired in, so we all kind of just, stood there. Thankfully, Andrew and this homeless gentleman did something. But yeah, that was probably the craziest moment. Because literally, dude, comes out of nowhere. It was good. It was actually really funny. Like, in the moment, it was kind of like, okay, that was really intense. But then, like, it's an amazing memory. And the fact that we have it on video and get to, like, watch it over and over again. We're thinking about making a meme out of it because it was.
Oh my gosh!
It's like it's meme worthy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Great.
I don't know how to end it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Don't be distracted. Come on.
What's happening? This was the guy.
Hey, come on. Come worship.
That is what it's happening here. It's a mess. But I'll tell you what, it cannot stop what God is doing, because this is bigger than opposition. You see, when opposition comes, it emboldens us. And you can see the reason why the enemy is angry is because he's being rattled. And it makes you to even want to be more bold and to come forth with the power of the Holy Spirit and to fight what the enemy is doing. So God is so good. You can see the